All right, at the end of the last video, I asked you to work these two problems, see if you could do it. One thing that I will do for you, because I'm not seeing, I know Springboard uses this notation, and I'm not seeing it in this exercise. But another way they could describe this transformation is to, oops, I think they do this notation, 4, comma, -4. I want you to be okay with that notation. So if you did this, then that means you move everything 4 places to the right and 4 places down. If you do that, then this is what you get. And on this one, if you move it 3 places to the right and 0 places down, and again, just for the record, that would look like this, a capital T, and it'd be 3, comma, 0, and it would be these little pointed brackets. That would be the transformation rule that would get this triangle into this position. 3 places to the right. Okay? All right. So I am going to go to the PDF for the next part of this lesson because it lets me drag my drawings. So here we are. What's missing? There's no coordinate plane. So we don't have ordered pairs to describe our beginning and our ending or how far we move. So since we don't have ordered pairs, you have to have other pieces of information. So notice they're giving you the capital letter T, stands for translation. We're going about this directed line segment. So a directed line segment is exactly what it sounds like. It's a line segment. This one's talking about starting at A and stopping as soon as you get to B. Okay, that's the directed line segment. Well, I'm not just going to do that. I'm just not going to move A to B. I want to move this entire red tracing. And by the way, if I had you in a classroom, I would pass out patty paper. Patty paper looks like wax paper that's in your mama's kitchen. And it's basically just paper that you can see through really easily. If you're an artist, you may have tracing paper. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I would give you a piece of patty paper and I would have you lay it on top of this rhombus, this ABCD rhombus, and I would have you trace it. And then I would have you do exactly what I'm about to do. And oh, poo. I'm going to have to erase this and then draw it over um, without that line at the top because it was going to move everything. And I guess it would have been fine. I'm sorry, my tracing really stinks right now. Maybe I'm tired. I don't know what time y'all got up, but I got up at 5 o'clock this morning. And it's now noon, and I think I need a nap. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this entire tracing right here, and I'm focusing mainly on the A point down here, and because it tells me to move it along the line segment AB. So I'm going to put my little cursor right there so you can see that I'm going to travel along. I'm started off at A, and as soon as I get to B, I'm going to stop. Okay, so I moved everything. I started at A and I stopped when I got to B. Okay, so we understand this is our pre-image and this is our image. So our image has the ordered pair. This is now A prime because A was here. I moved it until it corresponded with B. So that's A prime. This is B prime. This is C prime, and this is D prime. And of course, P moved also. Okay, so here's what it says that's true about the distance from P to P prime. It says it's parallel to AB. Well, that makes sense because I moved it along AB, so my direction was along AB. So it makes sense that it's parallel. And it says that the distance from P to P prime is equal to the distance from A to B. And I don't know if you've learned, yeah, you had to have learned this already, that there's no mark above this, so that means the distance. There's no line segment above this, so that means I'm talking about the distance. So the distance from P to P prime is the same or is equal to the distance from A to B. So this measurement right here is the same as this measurement right here. Okay, and that should make sense because I started, P was right there when I started right here at A, and as I moved from A to B, as soon as I got to B, I stopped. So that's going to be the same distance as this one right here. Here's the expression, the transformation along AB of the point P. Now, this is not special. We could do, this basically says that the transformation along the line segment AB moves P to P prime. So we could also say the translation along A to B moves point A to A prime. And it moved point B to B prime. It moved, you can also talk about a line segment. AB moved AB to, where did it move it to? It moved it to A prime, B prime. Okay, so that equal sign is just saying this is where you started, this is where you ended up. Okay. We did that. That's number 6. We did that. What part of the rhombus maps onto BC? BC was part of the original one. So A prime, D prime. A prime, D prime. Maps to BC. Identify the translation of the rhombus that would map exactly one point of the rhombus onto the rhombus. Okay, so oh poo. Okay, I'm gonna erase all this. So if you need to see it again, you'll just have to rewind the video. So I'm gonna delete this. This is the only thing that I want left. Okay, because this one is asking us, okay, so when I move this tracing up here, I have a point, another point, and a line segment of the original one that's shared with the new one. So I've mapped more than just one point onto itself. Okay, so if you come back down here and you move it this way, okay, again, I've mapped C onto B and I've mapped D onto A, and they share that line segment. So again, that's 2 points and a line. If I move it from here to here, see, I'm getting the same thing, every time. I'm getting 2 points and that shared line segment. So I don't want to move it that direction. So what else could I do? Well, I could move it straight up. If I move it straight up, and I moved it too far. If I move it straight up, now this image only touches the pre-image. They only share that one point, and that's what it says. Identify the translation of the rhombus that would map exactly one point of the original rhombus onto the point of the new rhombus. Okay, so they're sharing only one point. So that's one example. Can you think of another one? Well, move it sideways, or move it this way, or move it completely down. Each one of those moves, directly up, directly down, directly right, directly left, any of those. So how would I write those? you would write those, simply just say a translation. Remember, it's a directed line segment. So this one right here, it started off over here, started off at D, and then it went this direction. So what line segment is that? That's line segment D, B. Oh, I don't think well, if I want to say that it's a directed line segment, I do that. But if not, I just leave that off. Or I put just this bar, just the bar. That's what I put. Okay, the other one that I did, when I moved it up here, when I moved it up there, which one was that one? That was a translation. And I started it off down here at A, and I moved it until I got to C. So I started at A and I stopped at C. So those are two examples. Draw the following translations. I'm going to do a square. If you want grid paper, here's grid paper over here. That's one good thing about the PDF. Square A, B, C, D, and translate it 4 inches to the right. Well, for Pete's sakes, I have to have a ruler to know that it's exactly 4 inches. And I'm not going to get a ruler out. So I'll let y'all do that one. I'll show you the answer. Again, 3 inches up. I don't want to do that one because I don't have a ruler. But if each one of these little marks represented an inch, that would work. Let's say that each one of these is an inch. This is equal to 1 inch. Okay, then I translated it 4 inches to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the new D. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the new A. There's the new C. And there's the new B. So that's what it would look like. I will let you do B for sure. And then I'm going to do C real quick. And then I think that's all. Where's my... yeah, you do the check your understanding, and I will do one last video to show the answers. So let me do this one real quick. A right triangle. A right triangle. ABC. And translate it along the line segment AB. So start at A, go to B. And so when I get through this one down here, this is where A prime is going to be. And then underneath A prime will be C prime, the right angle. And then underneath that will be B prime. So there I've translated it along that line segment. Okay. So you go back and do B. I didn't do part B. I did part A right here. I did part C right here. You can go back and do part B. And then do 10, 11, 12, and 13. And I will show you the answers at the beginning of my next video.